Donald Trump is having a tough week, it feels like. And as you know, sometime, I guess it was in August, the Puerto Rican government did a thorough review of the death toll in the wake of Hurricane Maria. And they accepted a revised estimate of the dead at nearly 3,000, 2,975. This is an estimate, a function of their studying as to basically death records and funerals, et cetera, et cetera. Donald Trump had a very tough time accepting this. In fact, he tweeted this morning at 7:30 a.m. Good to see he's waking up early. 3,000 people did not die in the 2 hurricanes that hit Puerto Rico. When I left the island after the storm had hit, they had anywhere from 6 to 18 deaths. As time went by, it did not go up by much. Then a long time later, they started to report really large numbers, like 3,000. Now, what's sort of stunning about this? Oh, just go back to it for a moment, please, again. There was no claim that 3,000 people died in the hurricanes themselves. In fact, in many respects, that would be less of an indictment of the response by the federal government. Obviously, there's no ability to stop a death toll. I mean, unless, I don't, there, in the context of Puerto Rico, there's only so much you can do to evacuate people. It's an island, and it was a massive hurricane. But the indictment is that there was not enough done in the aftermath of Hurricane Maria to provide electricity, to provide clean drinking water, to rescue people who were stranded. This was not a charge that happened later. It was a charge that was made contemporaneously. And Donald Trump showing up, throwing out paper towels, did not apparently do enough to help the Puerto Rican people. And it's bizarre. It's a bizarre it's a bizarre tweet. Apparently, then Donald Trump said, this was done by the Democrats. I don't know what this is. Apparently, the Puerto Rican authorities and officials were able to do a thorough review of the death toll, and he claims it was done by the Democrats in order to make me look as bad as possible when I was successfully raising billions of dollars to help rebuild Puerto Rico. I don't know what that means.
Is he literally implying that there was like teams of
fundraiser?
Clinton assassins to go up the death toll in Puerto Rico?
But he's also saying he's fundraising. Where is he raising billions of dollars?
I mean, this is an example, I think, of just like what his sort of like pre-presidency career, where he could just literally say like, oh yeah, I raised money for that.
If a person died for any reason, like old age, just add them to the list. Bad politics. I love Puerto Rico. I don't understand that. But Paul Ryan apparently crawled out of the spider hole that he hides in and was asked to address what the president was doing. And you can hear Paul Ryan just sort of trying to placate the president. Just because a lot of people died, it doesn't mean that it's criticism of you, sir. Here he is.
And then also I wanted to ask you about the president. He had a tweet this morning that really challenged a report that said 3,000 people died in Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. And he said that was really just the Democrats out to make him look bad by revising that number. He says only 6 to 18 people died. You've been to Puerto Rico in the aftermath of that storm. What do you think happened?
The casualties don't make a person look bad. That's not. So I have no reason to dispute these numbers. I was in Puerto Rico after the hurricane. It was devastating. This was a horrible storm. I toured the entire island, and it's an isolated island that lost its infrastructure and its power for a long time. You couldn't get to people for a long time on the island because roads were washed out, power was gone, and the casualties mounted for a long time. So I have no reason to dispute those numbers. Those are just the facts of what happens when a horrible hurricane hits an isolated place like an island.
Yeah, an island. As you recall, Donald Trump the other day was repeating that over and over again, that it was an island.
I think-
Really hard.
Like, generally, the president saying something is untrue is reason for you to think it might be untrue. So if you're the lead of the other branch of government, you would maybe wonder why those signals are faulty.
Yes. I mean, I think it would be a concern to you. But Paul
I'm
Ryan...
not interested in all the gossip.
Right.